was a good night. We need to see hopefully more of it. I think he was feeling the slump a little bit. Not shooting the ball well. Still doing a lot of good things for us. So to see him have a night like tonight was good. Good for him. Find a rhythm early. And I think anytime he's making shots early in the game, it really helps loosen things up for us.
How'd you guys force so many turnovers and capitalize on them to the degree that you did?
Yeah, I think some of it, some of them we fell into, honestly. But I did think the hand activity, our awareness, just getting in the guys and being a little bit more physical at the point of screens, trying to take things away when we could. But the fact that we were able to turn teams over and capitalize was really, going into this game, a point of issue. They really struggled as far as when they turn teams over. When they turn over, they give up a lot of points. When they a little off balance with their execution. So we were able to capitalize on that tonight, which is a big positive.
Guys got the mic in his hand. Does one ask a question?
No, I'm like team first player.
This is good. Wes, you talked about kind of the consistency that you want to see more before the game tonight. When nights like tonight happen, Philadelphia, even a tough loss at Memphis, are there things from these games that you can learn and say, okay, if we do this or if we prepare this way, we can kind of start to even those out? Is there anything you can take from these games?
Yeah, I think even as well as we played, offensively, we had quite a bit of rhythm. We still made some errors, where it's either poor possessions. We had to force this team to just defend us. I think they would have a hard time, when we were able to execute. But sometimes we get cute and try and do too much, and I think that that allows them to kind of make a run. Even the start of the half, it just not quite where it should be. 8-0 run, all of a sudden we're feeling a little pressure. If we not turn the ball over, we're able to execute, and I think it just kind of keeps them at bay.
Coach, how important was it to come out of the gates as strong as you did, but not only that, but sustaining that level of energy and focus throughout this game?
Well, there was a sense of urgency. You lose 3 games, they're coming off back-to-back losses as well. So both teams playing on the second night of a back-to-back, it's a matter of will. Who's going to get their defense into the game a little bit, who's going to establish a presence, have a mindset that, establish that and impose that will on your opponent. I thought early in the game we did that and we were able to carry it through.
And Monte Morris yesterday, 8 assists, 0 turnovers, and today 5 assists, 0 turnovers. How important has his presence been on the floor, especially when he missed those 2 games?
Oh, it's huge. That's what he does. He's a point guard, rare breed in that regard. Assist first player. He does a nice job of just getting us organized, managing the clock. Helps our execution, so I've seen him do it for years, so I'm not surprised at all that that trend has continued.
Wes, it seems like the defense has improved since 10 games in. Once DeLon gets back, how much better do you think the defense as a whole can do?
I would think pretty good. I know it's tough, small sample. DeLon was really good for us, but just his hand activity, his size. Even now I think he's probably second or third in deflections per game. So he knows how to impact the defensive side of it. So I think it just adds to the layers that we've been able to accumulate thus far.
Was there any kind of water bottle shower celebration in the locker room?
A little bit, yeah. I think they were excited for KP, and he can have those nights. It's once he gets going, he's shooting into a big basket. I didn't think he was hunting shots. The ball was finding him. His teammates were looking for him. He caught it in rhythm. He stayed aggressive. So I think it's good.
What does it say about the guy and teammate that he is, that just everybody on his side is just celebrating that for him?
Well, I think it's an indication of this group in general that they're going to pull for each other. Even guys who aren't playing, they're in the game. They're trying to support each other, encourage each other. The more you see that, that's the hallmark of good teams. Breathing life and confidence into your teammates. When guys struggle, you lift them up, you build them up, you encourage them. when a guy gets rolling, like we saw KP tonight, you know, it's a really good thing when you look at the bench and their reactions. So I think it's an indication of the connectivity of this group. And it goes a long way.
Hey, Coach, when you look at a night like this, you put up 142, big three were clicking. How, as a coach, and you're out there watching it, how excited does it make you see this potential that on any given night you have a team put up 140 plus?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure we're going to get that every night, but I think the level of efficiency with which we scored. Obviously, you never want to give up 120 plus on the other end. You know, 42 free throws, the whole nine, 62 in the paint. So there's some areas to clean up. A lot of the scoring was, I think, a byproduct of the pace of the game. The game was moving, you know, at a good clip. But the fact that we were able to keep pace with a very good offensive team is a good sign. The more we can get that synergy, we got some good minutes from the bench. It's starting to come together. So, not sure we're going to get that every night. If we could, I'd bottle it up and you know, replay the same speech, pregame speech every night. But I think it's important that we have these nights. So hopefully we can kind of look back and pull from them.
And you kind of touched on it, but from a mental toughness, a mentality, when you claw back and win after a disappointing win, what does it say about the team, especially when it went like tonight?
Well, I spoke about it, you know, pregame. This group has shown a bit of resilience. You know, when you got guys out, they lean in even more. You know, we've had great games when guys have missed. You know, our lineups have been skewed a bit because of injury, illness, absences, but you know, somehow we found a way. And so I think it's a good indication that not only for our depth of this roster, but the fact that guys are, you know, willing and able to step up.
A lot of teams are better at home than they are on the road, but given how many road games you guys have coming up, how can you reverse that trend?
Well, I mean, you drop 3 in a row, and all of a sudden, you know, that's 3 of your 9. So we've got to find a way to, you know, get our defense and travel with it. And hopefully, the offense follows. I think it's just a mindset too. Regardless of who's available, who's on the floor, we've got to be locked in and have that right approach.
Who got the belt
AP did
from Brad?
from Brad.
Coach, can you talk about the level of consistency, a baseline that Jordan is providing, and how he continues to establish himself and prove to everyone that he's a bona fide NBA player?
Yeah, he's you know, he's been a surprise for us. You know, he's had moments last year, G League summer, that, you know, like, he showed bright spots, but to play at a level of consistency, and it starts on the defensive end. He gets into guys, his impact in pick and rolls, you can feel it. His hand activity, the deflections, he's establishing a tone on that side of the ball, and I think it's helped facilitate some of his offense. He's not hunting, he's not chasing, he's not searching out shots. So he's found a niche, and knowing that that's a priority for us to be able to, you know, come in and impact the game on the defensive side, you know, you can have a long career. Good.